I stand before you today not only as a chairperson of the Indonesian Labor Law Consultant Association, or ILCA, but also as an advocate for justice and human rights, and also as a Muslim whose brothers and sisters are being put into unimaginable suffering by the Zionists. I extend my warmth greeting to His Excellency Mr. Zuhair Al-Shun, the Palestine Ambassador in Indonesia, and express my gratitude for accepting our request for a meeting. His Excellency, Mr. Ambassador, I want to share my deep disappointment, actually, with many leaders around the world, especially those in Islamic countries, whose exhibit double standard, in our opinion, when it's come to addressing the dire reality in Palestine. Saudi Arabia, for example, starting to normalize their relationship with Israel in 2023. This is very sad because in the past the country has been vocal against the action of Israel. And considering the current circumstances, the move is both tone deaf and morally wrong in Islam, in our opinion. Let us call this conflict what is truly is a massacre. Neither refugee camp nor hospital or even school can provide shelter anymore as the indiscriminate assault continue. In the recent UNRWA report, there is already 1.7 million of Palestinian displaced, that is 75% of the population. More than 30,000 lives that we should not forget have lost. More than 88 journalists killed while covering the conflict, trying to get the world out there. The denial of basic rights, including the right to work, freedom of movement, and access to essential services, only exacerbates the already dire humanitarian situation in the occupied Palestinian territories. Many countries have also defunded UNRWA, putting more restraint on the organization function. On top of that, these humanitarian aid convoys are likely to be stuck from being blocked by Israeli settlers and Zionists. For this action, I believe it is not enough for the Indonesian government to only condemn Israel. We are also disappointed that our administration is incapable of taking accountability of other countries that enable and support the Israeli army in their relentless assault of Palestinian civilians. It is not enough to offer mere word of condemnation. In fact, I think Indonesia should do more than just sending food or humanitarian aid. I believe that Indonesia should take concrete action, such as economic and trade sanctions against these countries are also necessary. As a form of protest, we believe that Indonesia can do that against United States or other. I hope Indonesia will ratify the article of genocide so that in future Indonesia can imitate and follow South Africa to speak out loud about humanity and justice in international. Furthermore, I would like to also share our profound disappointment with mainstream media outlets that fail to report the truth about the massacre in Palestine. The bias and often distort coverage of this event perpetuates misinformation and has negative ramifications for Muslims around the world. The New York Times, for example, has proven that among more than 1,000 articles covering the occupation are disproportionately frame Israel occupation as their right to defend and heavily frame Israel as a victim, more than a report the Palestinian casualties. As a professional organization, we, Indonesia Labor Law Consultant Association, we cannot stand still watching all this disrespect toward international law and violation against human rights, while ILCA, we, has no political power. We will always lend our support on grassroots level. We will still continue to urge people through social media and other means to boycott product originating from Israel or any other country complicit in the occupation. We will also keep writing to our government and other embassies in Indonesia to urge them to give more support to the Palestine cause. These are small steps, but these small steps can create a giant leap that we as collective can do rather than waiting for government to do it for us. Lastly, I want to express my gratitude to the Palestinian people. Please kindly convey our gratitude to your people for their sacrifice and resilience in their role in looking after Masjid Al-Aqsa. They had to bear a heavy burden in protecting this sacred site while other Muslims around the world couldn't do that. And we will always admire and commend their unwavering dedication. As a closing, I would like to reaffirm our continued support for the Palestinian cause and our commitment to working alongside the international community to contribute whatever we can do to support Palestinian cause. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador, for your presence here today. And we are looking forward to fruitful discussion and collaboration in our shared pursuit of justice and peace. From the river to the sea, we believe Palestine will be free. Shukron, jazilan. Thank you.